Think you know the world of living things? Let's find out in this game of true or false, all about biodiversity. If you think it's true, stand up. If you think it's false, sit down. Let's see how much you know about life on Earth.
It's game time with super simple sheets. Ready to play?
Here's the first one. Biodiversity means the variety of life in an area, including plants, animals, and microorganisms. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That one's true. Biodiversity is about all the different living things and how they interact. Alright, next one. Rainforests have more biodiversity than deserts. True or false? Stand if you think it's true, sit if it's false. That's true. Rainforests have warm temperatures, water, and food year-round, which supports many species. Here comes a tricky one. Extinction means a species has disappeared forever. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That one's true. Once a species is extinct, it no longer exists anywhere on Earth. Let's test this. Invasive species are helpful because they always increase biodiversity. True or false? Stand if you think it's true, sit if it's false. That one's false. Invasive species often harm ecosystems by outcompeting native species. Here's a tricky one. Biodiversity is higher near the poles than near the equator. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That's false. Biodiversity is richest near the equator, in tropical areas, where conditions are stable and warm. Next up, deforestation usually increases biodiversity in forests. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That one's false. Cutting down forests destroys habitats and reduces biodiversity. Here's another. Some medicines we use today come from plants and animals found in nature. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That's true. Biodiversity provides resources for new drugs and treatments. Let's test this one. Keystone species are important because if they disappear, the entire ecosystem can collapse. True or false? Stand if you think it's true, sit if it's false. That one's true. Species like sea otters or wolves keep ecosystems balanced. Alright, here's a mythbuster. Zoos are the main way humans protect endangered species. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That one's false. Zoos can help, but protecting habitats in the wild is the most important way to save species. Next up, polar bears and penguins live together in the wild. True or false? Stand if it's true, sit if it's false. That one's false. Polar bears live in the Arctic in the north, and penguins live in the southern hemisphere, mainly Antarctica. Here's another. Biodiversity hotspots are places with very low numbers of species and little risk of extinction. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That one's false. Hotspots actually have very high numbers of species but are at great risk from human activities. Try this one. Farming only one crop like a giant field of corn increases biodiversity in that area. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That's false. Monoculture farming reduces biodiversity by replacing many species with just one. Last one. Protecting biodiversity helps ecosystems stay healthy and balanced. True or false? Stand for true, sit for false. That one's true. More biodiversity means ecosystems are stronger and can recover from changes. Great job playing true or false about biodiversity. Count how many you got right and keep exploring the amazing living world around you. See you next time.
Thanks for watching. Use code YT25 at supersimplesheets.com to get 25% off. Just for our YouTube viewers and only for a limited time. Browse our best-selling curriculum-aligned workbooks packed with hands-on activities and ready-to-go worksheets.